Hi, everyone. Welcome to SANS ICS Security Brief for today. My name is Dean Parsons, certified SANS instructor for ICS 515, co-author and instructor for ICS 418. Today, we are going to be talking about incident response and control environments. More specifically, we'll be talking about what is inside your jump bag for incident response for control systems. Generally, there are several things that make up your incident response jump bag, so let's take a look there. Generally, we will have a combination of software, hardware, and also items specific to control system environments that allows you to do incident response in a quick, timely, and effective manner. The objective as well is to have the things in the jump bag to make sure you can conduct quick triage of threats, conduct timely threat analysis, determine the impacts to engineering environments, which allows you to gather options for engineering incident response. Also, you're going to be working with engineers and staff at different sites to reduce the impacts. So the gear you take with you is critical. Now, the question comes up, what does an incident response jump bag physically look like? It kind of looks like this. They're protective cases with lots of foam in there to protect all of your gear. Usually they are on roller bag wheels as well, so you can kind of take those with you when you go to a site. Also, a lot of times they're left at a site specifically as well. So just your team can get to site, everything is ready to go, and your jump bag, you take it and then do your incident response. But what specifically is inside the jump box or jump bag? Now, here are the things we're going to say that is an essential place to start for your incident response. Generally, you're going to have digital imaging software or acquisition software. These are the tools that allows you to gather things like memory, prioritizing memory from your common ICS devices, such as your HMI, engineering workstation, possibly your historian, and so on and so forth. However, we cannot forget about some way to get logs from devices lower in the Purdue, like your PLCs, your RTUs, and so on and so forth. So make sure when you do imaging, you're also thinking about logs from those field devices, which you may not have software directly to get memory from. Beyond that, of course, is getting information and network data is going to be critical for incident response and threat detection. So things like a network hub or a tap that you can put in the network, or best of all, having some kind of span already configured on a switch in the environment so you can quickly get PCAPs from the network. Beyond that, cables, converters, and yes, converters from even USB to serial. We still have a lot of devices in ICS that are serial devices, and they're critical. So having that ability to convert back and forth is going to be essential to you when you're in the field conducting response. Where you're going to get your data is going to be then stored on things like external hard drives, USB devices, and so on and so forth for your digital images and the incident response packet captures you get from the network, whether it's from a span or a tap or hub, etc. Beyond that, you're going to do your analysis and your quick triage, your threat analysis on clean, forensically clean laptops with approved software. The software is, of course, going to be maybe Volatility, FTK Imager, Redline, or something similar that allows you to sift through memory and some of those logs to understand what threats you're dealing with to do further analysis. Those are just tools to start with, of course. Beyond that, since you are working in a digital environment where you could have an incident, you cannot always rely on some of the digital devices there for things like note-taking, but also where your digital version of your ICS incident response plan is stored. So we always suggest having a hard copy of your incident response plan ready to go in your jump bag. Beyond that, of course, is pen, paper, notepad to capture some of the lessons learned as you're progressing through the event. The contact list of all the teams should absolutely be available to you at your fingertips. If not in your phone or device, absolutely should be printed out again, a hard copy version in your jump bag. So the contact list for teams like engineering, your on-site safety teams, owners, operators for site, even your local authorities and government officials may be required if you're critical infrastructure or have relationships such as threat intelligence relationships with these kinds of entities. Beyond that, and specific for control environments, is your PPE, personal protective equipment, without which you're probably not going to be able to step foot on site, let alone do incident response. In addition, a lot of sites do require you to already have, and your team have completed safety-specific training for those sites. So make sure you bring along your proof of safety training certifications as well. One more thing before we go, I do want to mention that out of band communication is also critical. When you're looking at doing incident response on a site that could be a large site or multiple sites, you have to have some way to communicate with your team. So things like two-way radios we found really helpful during events. All right, so there you have it. Those are some of the essential things you want to consider when conducting incident response in control environments. These cases we talked about can either be on site, or those cases can be taken with you as you progress to site with your team in vehicle that you have as well. Now, I do want to recall that we do want to have the right things in the jump bag. However, tools alone won't save the day. So it's important to have the tools. They're important, but good analysts are critical. A well-trained incident responder in ICS can help lead a full incident response case. So we prioritize people and their training as number one. Then once they have that training in place, then we can ensure they have the right tools in their jump bag. All right, so there you have it for today's ICS Security Brief. Again, my name is Dean Parsons, and I hope to see you in class soon.